Ja, ich wechsle jetzt mal wieder ins Englische. We have heard a lot about the opportunities offered by TTS, text-to-speech. We are staying with the topic of AI, but now we are looking at a different use case. I would like to welcome Adam Fritz. Adam is CEO of Podzotron, and Podzotron is an AI-powered audio proofing software platform which is designed to help narrators, proofers, and publishers to produce more accurate, more efficient, and profitable audiobooks. Welcome, Adam.
Thank you, Daniel. How are you?
And I'm very grateful to you for being here because it's very early for you, isn't it?
It's five, yeah, just after 5 this morning. So it's been a while
So,
since I've woken up with a 4 on my alarm clock, but that's okay.
okay. You're situated in Canada, isn't it?
Vancouver, Canada. Yes,
Okay,
correct.
great. Before you start your presentation, let us do our final poll here. I have to check this one, and now we can start your poll. Ich lese es auch auf Deutsch durch. We have it in both languages. Two questions. Was halten Sie vom potenziellen Einfluss der generativen KI auf die Hörbuch- und Verlagsbranche von sehr positiv bis sehr negativ? Und zweite Frage, setzen Sie bereits KI-Tools in Ihrer Audioproduktion ein? So we wait until, I don't know, two-thirds of our audience has voted. Almost half of them have voted already. And this is very interesting because we have a rather positive attitude. Okay, now I'm going to stop the poll because it's not changing very much. And I publish the results. That means 17% say they are very positive, their attitude is very positive. 53% say it's rather positive. So this is, stunning from my point of view. Only 7% say that their attitude is very negative towards AI. Second question, do you already use AI tools? Oh, wow. 46% say they already use these tools, 32% they do not use, and 21% are interested to do it in future. So that is interesting, isn't it, Adam?
Very, very interesting, and definitely not what I was expecting based on when I give these type of presentations in Canada or the United States. I usually get a very different result. So
German audience. All right,
yes,
we're
exactly.
looking forward to your presentation. If you like, you can share your screen and we collect some questions in the background.
Perfect.
Do you have a German family in the background, Adam Fritz? It sounds very German.
Yes, so that's usually the joke I give when I speak in Germany is despite my last name, unfortunately I speak no German, so I apologize for doing this in English.
Okay.
Uh, for some reason it won't let me use the virtual background anymore, but that's okay. Okay, let me get this started here. Perfect. Hopefully you can see my
Yeah, looks
presentation.
fine.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Adam Fritz. I'm the CEO of Positron. Thank you very much for joining today. I'm here to talk about AI in a slightly different way. So, well, a slightly different way considering I didn't understand any of the last presentation. It potentially is a slightly different way we talk about AI. At Positron, we really believe that AI is a tool to augment or improve human performance, specifically related to audiobooks. But our tool is designed to help with any scripted audio production. So whether that is audiobooks, podcasts, or commercial voiceover. I'm going to speak a little bit on AI generally, and then get into the granular details of our software. Because as I mentioned, it's wonderful to see 70% of the audience is at least somewhat positive on the impact of AI. Because in many cases over the 4.5 years I've been working at Positron, I've spent a lot of time convincing people not to take a Chicken Little view on AI that the sky is falling. So AI is a very effective tool. I believe the jury's out a little bit on how much generative AI is really going to impact creative pursuits like audiobooks and podcasts. But we'll speak on that. I will speak on that in this next slide. So the first thing I want to start on by just defining AI. So AI is a computer system or algorithm designed by humans for the purpose of executing a specific task to benefit humans. There are many different types of AI. Just because something uses the term AI, we say our software is AI powered. It does not, by definition, mean it's someone trying to create general self-aware AI or something like ChatGPT. It could be something designed for a very specific purpose, like ours is. So there are two general overarching types of AI. So there is narrow AI, which is designed as AI designed to complete a very specific task that is unable to independently learn. It's something designed to do one specific thing. Then there's general AI, which is, ChatGPT is about as close as I can think of to something in terms of general AI currently, where it is designed to learn by itself and get better and improve and accomplish a ton of different tasks. To get even more specific, there are 4 general definitions in terms of categories of AI, and currently only the first 2 actually really exist. So reactive machine AI, which is AI capable of responding to external stimuli in real time, but it is unable to build memory or store information for the future. So essentially, it is something that can accomplish a predefined series of tasks. So a really good example is the Deep Blue chess computer with IBM, which was one of the first examples of reactive machine AI. It is an AI that becomes very, very good at accomplishing a single task, but cannot learn new things, cannot learn to accomplish new types of tasks. Then there is limited memory AI, which is AI that can store knowledge and use it to learn and train for future tasks. So Tesla, their autopilot cars, the autopilot driving in their cars. Another example, there are many examples on the phone that you keep in your pocket, where these are types of AI that can learn to get better at certain tasks, but it's not something that's aware or can get better at a multitude of tasks. The next one would be theory of mind AI. And this is hypothetical at this point. This does not exist. And that is AI that can sense and respond to human emotions and perform the tasks of limited memory machines. So essentially this, and I cannot remember this little guy's name, but this is the start of a AI robot that could respond to humans and converse and answer questions and that kind of thing, but was not self-aware AI. Terminator. In many cases, I use this example with people specifically, mostly in North America, who are in creative pursuits. That, just because something is AI does not mean it's Skynet from Terminator. But self-aware AI is AI that can recognize the emotions in humans, plus has a sense of self and human level intelligence. So just to be clear, theory of mind AI and self-aware AI are both completely hypothetical at this point. So AI and audio publishing. AI and audio publishing. So I'm going to give a very brief overview. Audio publishing in this context, specifically relating to audiobooks, but I've actually pre-recorded something using a number of these different tools to speak just about text-to-speech overall in the industry. And hopefully this, I've got to actually make sure, I apologize, that this is playing my sound. Give me a second here. Will not allow me to share my sound, which is, I apologize. Give me 1 second. I'm going to stop sharing and reshare. Daniel, I actually don't have the rights to share my sound for some reason. I don't know if you're able to
Oh,
fix it.
wow. But I think we just heard your sound, so it
Oh, you
should
did? Okay,
work.
interesting.
I
Well, that's
think
even
so, yeah.
better because the share sound option is disabled. Perfect. Okay, here we go.
There are a number of companies using
Yeah.
AI voice synthesis, most of them falling into two separate categories, concatenative and parametric.
Some companies create synthetic likenesses of an individual human narrator's voice, while others merge multiple vocal samples into a single voice.
The quality of an AI voice is graded on two key factors, naturalness and intelligibility.
Okay, so there are many different companies out there doing really, really interesting things with text to speech. As it relates to audiobooks, from the hundreds of conversations I've had with publishers over the last, probably into the thousands actually, over the past 4 years worldwide, there are many companies playing around and trying out text to speech. For the audiobook context, the two major limitations on text to speech currently, number one and the most important, is for things that sell the most audiobooks, fiction, romance, adventure, science fiction, the humanness of the speech is the most important thing to the listener. And in many cases, these tools are just not quite there yet. There are some amazing things being done, but in many cases for long form audio, the quality and the performance just isn't there yet. The other one would be the accuracy, and this is where positron does come in. There still have some, especially in long form, the longer the form of the audio, the more the AI has makes mistakes and makes hallucinations where the audio changes quality or completely misses the words. So those are some of the limitations that still require, in many cases, a full listen through of an audiobook, even produced using text to speech. Now, similar to positron, there are...
This is how like a human voice the AI sounds, in terms of intonation, inflection, and tonal shifts. Intelligibility refers to the ease with which the listener can understand each word spoken.
Companies have adopted these technologies with differing levels of success. However, I believe that the success of AI-voiced audiobooks will depend entirely on how, over time, they are accepted and purchased by the listening public.
So that is exactly what I was referring to in regards to the quality. I believe the jury is still out on generative AI in audiobooks, specifically relating to how much they will drive sales, because it's going to be the dollars of the listeners, the dollars of the book purchasers that are going to decide whether these AI text-to-speech audiobooks actually make an impact and make a dent in the audiobook market. Beyond the text-to-speech companies, there are a number of tools using AI to improve or assist in production. So Positron is one. I will go into a demo of how our software works in a few minutes. Descript is another company doing some very, very interesting things using AI and machine learning to improve the quality of any audio, but primarily human-voiced audio and video. And there's another tool called Isotope RX8 that is used by many people to remove sounds and remove noises from their audio, essentially to increase the quality of their audio. So Positron takes a bit of a different view on AI, specifically in the audiobook and scripted audio case. So we do not use data to create, and this is specifically defined in our terms of service. We do not use data uploaded by our customers to create an AI likeness of your voice for a few reasons. One, I personally am not a massive believer in the potential for text-to-speech audiobooks to drive massive industry change until the technology has taken a massive leap forward. We do not sell or share customer data with any third parties, and our tool is not designed to replace a human proofer or editor with software, and I'll explain why in a few minutes. We are a company that cares deeply about the art of audiobooks, and we're here to use technology to enhance the telling of the story. So in this case, I personally believe that audiobooks are an art form. I'm currently reading through the Harry Potter series with my kids, which I'm loving, but we are reading Harry Potter and then they get to listen to the audiobook afterwards. And just the level of attention and care my 6- and 8-year-old sons pay to sitting and listening to an audiobook, there's not very often that they sit still and quietly. Listening to an audiobook is one of those times. So the power of a human story is still just as powerful as it was when we were cavemen. And we believe that we can use technology to make it easier for humans to tell that story. So the data flywheel is a very, very important part of positron. So the major problem in AI and machine learning is that gathering and validating labeled data, so good quality, audio and script data that we need is very hard, very expensive, and extremely time consuming. And so we have solved this through the data flywheel, which essentially is continually retraining our algorithm using a number of different data sources. So, and in this case, for our audio proofing tool, our algorithm is a tool that will take your script, take your audio file, match the two together, and then give you an output of every mistake made in your narration. So we essentially train our first step of when we add a new language. We currently support more than 10 languages, English, French, Spanish, German, Swedish, Norwegian, Finnish, Danish, Dutch. We're just about to add Italian, Polish, and Portuguese as well prior to the Frankfurt Book Fair. So essentially we train our first model, our first version of a new language using free or public domain labeled data, or we can acquire a data set. Then we use audio and text uploaded by customers with their permission to automatically find sentences that we know are a high quality input. So that means it's a very good representation of what is said in the audio compared to what is actually found in the text manuscript. Then we rerun that exact same training process. And then as customers continue to upload data, we continually use that on the new data uploaded. Again, this is not to train a text-to-speech voice. This is to improve the quality of our QC and proofing algorithms. And the fact that we just continually do it as new data is uploaded really is what makes our algorithm some of the most accurate in the industry. The most important thing with machine learning is volume of data. And as our customers upload new data, we have different, so let's take in the case of German, for example, different speaker accents, different speaker dialects in German. The more varied speaker sets in terms of different voices as well. So vocal intonation, a man's voice versus a woman's voice, a very high-pitched voice versus a low-pitched voice can have very different results through our algorithms. So that's why we use this data flywheel to make things more accurate. So I'm going to give a quick overview of what Positron can do, and then I'm going to give a very very short 5-minute demo right at the end here. So our tool is designed to give you peace of mind about accuracy. So no longer in an audiobook context do you have to have a person sit with their screen split between the PDF file and Excel file to mark all of the mistakes manually, and then their audio file, which is what used to have to happen in an audiobook or long form audio context. Because our tool will do that for you. It'll highlight all the mistakes just like spell check does and allow you just to listen to the mistakes that you made rather than listening to the 10 or 15 hours of audio in a painstaking manual way. We eliminate manual tasks by automating many steps, just allowing the human proofer or quality control engineer to focus on the very specific mistakes and allow the human to focus on the creative elements, ensuring that the character voices are accurate and in line with what the author's intentions were. And also we automate many of the reporting elements of audio production, whether that's what's called a pickup report, which is a list of all the mistakes that need to get re-recorded, to a number of different tools that we have to speed up all of the work around audiobook production, keeping the creative elements in the hands of the human and the manual menial tasks in the hands of our AI. We also have a number of script preparation tools. For those of you who don't know, script preparation, reading the script, making sure you know how to pronounce all the words before you actually go and produce the audiobook is tremendously important and also incredibly manual and time consuming. We have a number of steps that speed up pronunciation research, character research, ensuring that a character's voice is spoken in a deep baritone if he's described that way in the book. And we also have a way to automatically mark up your scripts using PDFs. And then finally, we have an audio analysis tool that will allow you to ensure that your audio is in accordance with the specifications of your distributor, be that Spotify or Audible or any others. So now I'm just going to go into a very brief demo here of Positron. Hopefully you can see my Positron screen, which I believe you can.
Yeah.
Perfect. So when you upload a project into Positron, you're going to upload your manuscript, which is in PDF, EPUB, or Word format, and then you're going to upload your audio files in WAV, MP3, or FLAC. From a script preparation perspective. Our tool will actually, instead of what used to have to happen, where your narrator would actually read the book with a highlighter, go through, highlight every single word they don't know how to pronounce, and then look those up in the dictionary, our tool will actually highlight a list of all the words that in the book that our tool believes your average narrator may not know how to pronounce. And that's based on capitalized rare terms, usually place and people's names, complex words, as well as foreign words. In this case, I've just got a pre-recorded list of 4 words here, none of which are difficult, but we'll highlight a number of features here. So I've got danke, gracias, merci, and thanks. And then I'm going to add those words to my research list, which hopefully my internet will allow because I'm in my basement right now. Perfect. And then it will automatically actually research the correct pronunciation in a number of different pronunciation dictionaries.
Danke.
Gracias.
Merci.
Thanks.
If you click on this cloud icon, this will actually allow you to search in Oxford, Merriam-Webster, and Forvo a number of different pronunciations.
Thank.
Thank.
Thanks. Thank.
So in this case, I'm going to choose, I want
Thanks.
it to be British. I'm going to click replace research data. And then you can have that correct pronunciation. This is a tool that will massively speed up your production and allow you to ensure that every character name, every place name, every foreign word in a book is correctly pronounced. Because as a listener, nothing drives me more nuts than hearing a very simple mispronunciation of a character name or something like that. It really takes the listener out of the listening experience. We also have a character tool that will actually scan your script, give you a list of every character in your book. In this case, I've added Sherlock Holmes here. You can add a character photo. You can add notes about that character, how he's described in the book, tall with dark wavy hair. He's a brilliant detective. Notes about that character's voice, how it's described, a deep baritone with a London accent, and he speaks quickly. You can actually record a sample. This is my terrible acting performance. I apologize.
My name's Sherlock Holmes, and I am a detective.
And actually share this with your rights holder, with your author, whoever that is, to ensure that what the narrator is planning for that character voice is in accordance with the wishes and the intention of the actual author. Okay, so our tool will allow you to speed up your time to production using AI and machine learning. With this character voices guide, our tool will actually, if you add a character to your character list, it will actually use an algorithm we have built, scan your script, and automatically pull out cues of how that character is described, how that character's voice is described, what their gender is, and other ways that that character is described. Again, using AI to speed up the process of being ready to produce your audiobook, rather than replacing the human in the process. Now, once you've done all your recordings, you're going to upload your audio. Our tool will automatically match your script to your text and give you an output of every mistake. So I'm just going to give a very brief overview here. It'll be about 1 minute, 1 or 2 minutes.
Positron Studio is an AI-powered audio production tool designed to ensure that performance always comes first. Our technology and tools exist to help teams of creative people and their technical support make the best performances more accurate, efficient, and in less time. Since Positron is more accurate and sensitive than a human proofer, your proofers and editors won't need to worry about accurate pronunciations or word-perfect narration, instead focusing on dialogue, dialect, and performance. Our audio proofing tool is designed to catch the key mistakes your narrator may make during narration, including words accidentally added into the script by the narrator.
So you can see here, the script actually should have read words added into the script, and the narrator inserts the word accidentally. So all the editor or proofer needs to do is mark that as a pickup, which in North American context at least means a mistake that needs to be replaced. It'll also catch
words missed from the script.
So you can see that should be narrated is omitted. Words missing that should be narrated, mark that as a pickup.
Of course, it will find misperceptions and misspoken words.
Very clearly, he says the word misperception instead of mispronunciations. I'm going to mark that as a pickup.
Pauses longer than 2 seconds. Noises, including audio distortions, synthetic sound issues, and natural noises like a dog barking or a fire truck siren.
Once you've gone through, you've found all your mistakes, instead of what used to have to happen, where your editor or proofer has an Excel sheet open, manually types every single mistake at 32 minutes and 10 seconds. This is what the text should have been spoken. This is what was actually read. In Positron, you're going to go import, export your packet. You can customize it in many ways, but then it looks like this. This is what is going to get sent back to the narrator. It has your mistake, your timestamp, your text, as well as your audio file.
Including words accidentally added into the script by the narrator.
This is infinitely easier than the previous way of doing it, where just to get this voice match file, your editor would have to go in, find the timestamp, snip that audio out, and then send it to the narrator. We also have a number of integrations with different audio editing softwares: Pro Tools, Audition, Reaper, Audacity, Studio One, Twisted Wave, Hindenburg, Nuendo, SoundForge, and WaveLab. That'll allow you to then export this information into the software you use to record your audio and fix it directly there. You can also actually record your pickups directly into Positron as well. So our goal is to have a tool for every step of the audio production process, and we're very nearly there, including this mastering tool, which will actually allow you to upload your mastered audio and then test it to make sure that it's in specification with whatever distributor you're going to distribute with. Now I'm just going to go back to the last couple slides here. So by our calculations, somewhere between 40 and 45% of audiobooks produced in North America were produced using Positron last year. And we are expanding dramatically internationally. We work with currently 3 of the big 5 publishers, Disney, the New York Times, and many of the leading audio production services in North America and actually worldwide. As I said, we support audio in more than 10 different languages, and we will be at the Frankfurt Book Fair. So please, I'll send an email after this to everyone who attended today. I would love to meet with you in person in Frankfurt. And if you are looking to try out Positron, please go to www.positron.com/free trial. And this will give you a free trial of our software. You can also use the link to book a demo with myself or someone else on our team who can show you how the tool works. We'll ask you questions about your audio production workflow, and we'll explain exactly in your specific workflow context how Positron can make a difference to your productions. Thank you very much. Just to leave off, I believe AI is a tremendously powerful tool if it is used correctly. And as long as you integrate it into your workflow in the right way that makes sense for you and your team, it can be a tremendous, tremendous tool to increase your efficiency and the quality of your work. Thank you very much.
Adam, thanks a lot, and greetings to Vancouver. Very interesting presentation, especially at that time of the day, at least for you. We have a few minutes, few questions from the attendees. A question that we already had before fits well here, I think. Would you generally label AI support in the audiobooks?
Oh, good question. So in terms of if an audiobook is produced using AI, should it be labeled for? Yes, I do believe so, for a couple reasons. One, people should know what they're buying. So if someone buys an audiobook, they should know, just like it already labels who the narrator is currently. That's one of the biggest selling points in an audiobook. I do believe it should be labeled for a few reasons. One, I think that is the most fair thing to do for the humans that are competing with AI. Also, I believe as a fervent capitalist, I believe you should give consumers the opportunity to make an informed decision. And I think labeling is a tremendously important part of that. We were actually playing with the tool for a while that would allow you to upload an audio file, and it would give you within a certain confidence interval how likely it is that this was performed by AI or performed by a human.
Mhm.
We ended up shelving that just because we have many other things on our roadmap, but that is actually on our roadmap as well, is an ability for whether it's a distributor or just someone who is curious, a free tool that would allow you to determine whether something was AI or human voiced, but that is to come later on.
Mhm. And general question, how can AI deal with emotions? After all, guidebooks are different from crime thrillers. What's your opinion?
So my understanding, having seen behind the scenes of some of these TTS
Mm.
companies, is there are ways currently, at least from what I've seen, you can't just put a book in and it'll pull all the correct cues out and then use that to inform the performance of the AI. But once the audio is produced, you are able to go in and select different intonations, different tones, different emotions into the audio manually. So you could say, instead of saying, my mom died today, you can go in and tell it, and that's a fairly macabre example, but
Yeah.
you can go in and tell the AI, you need to, no, my
Mm.
mom died today.
Mm.
So you can go in and manually do that, but that is one of the limitations of TTS currently in the audiobooks or long form audio context, is it does not take those cues automatically. When you put in, if and when you get to the point where you put in an audiobook, the TTS will take that cue and then automatically speak it with the correct tones. That's where the use case or the potential impact shifts, but it's currently not there yet. That's where we've built this tool from the character side that
Mm.
will actually pull cues to the dialogue automatically. You can embed those in your script and then use that to inform the human performance. So it is a work in progress. It's not there yet. But currently, my understanding from a TTS perspective is it is a very, very manual process, done basically line by line manually.
Yeah. Okay, Adam, thanks a lot. Next speaker is here on the stage, and we see you at Frankfurt.